This is News Always On. More science shows that coffee is good for you. A new research finds that people who drank coffee, no matter how much or what kind they drank, were less likely to die over a 10-year period than non-coffee drinkers. It's another piece of good news for coffee lovers, and it gets even better. It doesn't matter what kind of coffee, that includes decaf and instant coffee. The team at the National Cancer Institute used data from people taking part in a large genetic study in Britain called the UK Biobank. More than 500,000 people volunteered to give blood and answer detailed health and lifestyle questions for ongoing research into genes and health. The team looked to see who drank coffee, how much, and what kind of coffee, and looked for differences in several genes involved in metabolizing caffeine. Then they looked at death rates over 10 years of the study. It is then reported in the Journal of the American Medical Association's JAMA Internal Medicine that people who drank coffee were less likely to die over that 10-year period than non-coffee drinkers. The team, led by NIC's Erica Lotfield, reported even people who said they drank more than 8 cups a day were less likely to die on average than non-drinkers. The volunteers were mostly British and have different coffee drinking habits than much of the rest of the world. For one thing, they were more likely to drink instant coffee, and some of their habits and characteristics may make these British coffee drinkers look unhealthier to start with. On the other hand, the UK Biobank volunteers are not representative of the British public and might, in fact, be healthier than average because volunteers for medical studies often are. Lotfield's team wrote, coffee drinkers compared with non-coffee drinkers were more likely to be male, white, former smokers, and drink alcohol. Participants drinking 4 or more cups per day, compared with those drinking less coffee and non-drinkers, were more likely to drink instant coffee and be current smokers, whereas participants drinking 1 to 3 cups per day were older, more likely to have a university degree, and more likely to report excellent health. In the 10 years of follow-up, more than 14,000 people have died, but non-coffee drinkers were more likely to have died than coffee drinkers. The researchers wrote that there has been concern about the health effects of heavy coffee drinking, particularly in participants with common genetic polymorphism that affect caffeine metabolism. In the US, there are similar findings linking higher consumption of coffee to a lower risk of early death in African Americans, Japanese Americans, Latinos, and white adults, both men and women. A daily coffee habit is also linked to a decreased risk of stroke and type 2 diabetes. There are several possible explanations for the health benefits of coffee, according to NBC News. It is the #1 source in the American diet of antioxidants, a chemical compounds that fight the damaged DNA caused by day-to-day living. It might reduce inflammation in the body, improving how insulin gets used, and help liver function and even benefit the linings of the blood vessels. There is some evidence that coffee can help people recover from colon cancer and reduce the inflammation associated with diabetes and heart disease. It may also protect against Parkinson's liver disease and liver cancer. The research team plans to break down the biobank data by coffee preparation type, for example, pressed coffee versus filtered coffee, to see if that makes any difference to health. Some studies have also suggested that unfiltered coffee made in percolators or French presses might raise unhealthy cholesterol levels. For more on this, subscribe to our channel.